This is IQMZ Tech, episode 14, recorded Sunday, the 6th of January, 2019. Hello and welcome to IQMZ Tech, the show where we talk about some of the biggest tech news stories with people who are passionate about all things electronic.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, JJ Stone, a.k.a. O Doctor.
Is that the Eagle victory, the victory hype right there coming out?
That and the fact that this is the first episode in a while where I'm not tired or angry or so it's a plethora of things. I'm fully awake and caffeinated and ready to talk about this technology.
Oh, well, I mean, fair enough. I am Anthony Lemos, a.k.a. Tameless Aimless, because I'm going crazy this week. I'm going to D.C. for a little trip and having some fun, and that's how that's going to go.
International traveler, man of mystery.
You know, I do what I can. Let's get on with the tech, though. A letter from Apple CEO Tim Cook revised Apple's first quarter 2019 revenue projections for the quarter ending in December. He primarily blamed the Chinese market, though he admitted iPhone upgrades were below expectations as well. The letter was met with a $13 per share loss, bringing Apple stock to $142 after a high of $233 just 3 months ago. Has the Apple fairy tale finally turned its last page?
It's time to buy Apple stock and buy Apple stock. If you're trying to get in on the cheap, as it were.
Right.
I mean, Apple's not going anywhere. And this also is just like a market correctness after they were the first company of three, I think, this year to hit $1 trillion for the first time in history. So as bad as the drop is, I mean, they lost a Facebook and they're still one of the most profitable companies in the world. Like, they lost as much as Facebook is worth completely. And we were all talking about Zuckerberg wanting to jump out of a window after the huge hit that he took a couple months ago. So, I mean, I think it's a course correction, and now's the time to buy a couple shares if you got some dough.
Yeah. I can see the naysayers and them touting this as finally a victory against Apple, you know, and everything. But really, the phone market is slowed down worldwide as it is, and they've never been a company to not innovate something. So we're due for a major innovation somewhere. The watch was supposed to be the last innovation, and maybe it hadn't quite held up as strong as it was supposed to be. But I don't think that this is the end of Apple. I think this is the and like you said, a course correction. This kind of brings Apple back down to where they're supposed to be.
Also, their motto for the last 6-7 years, they haven't been innovating. Their idea is just marking up the price with incremental adjustments, and they're not giving people something new, but they keep raising the price. And not for nothing, people are holding on to phones longer. Mm-hmm. I mean, I still have my 7 Plus, and I'm at the point where I'm like, do I really care about the Max? Like, I'm about to just go get an XR if I wanted to upgrade, because the camera's like meh difference, and the processor, I'm like, you know, I'm not trying to transform the world on my phone. I have computers and laptops for that, and I'm just tired of paying the Apple tax of I need the newest phone. I really don't anymore, and they're losing so many people that are not even technologically like me, like, or you or I, that know about technology and use it. I just know better that I don't need it. Yeah. And regular people are feeling that way too. So Apple's got to do something. They need something that would entice people like me to say, oh, wow, I need to upgrade my phone, to which in case it would trickle down to regular people like, oh, wow, that's something different. And they just haven't done that in a long time.
Is this about the time to for iPhone to enter the commodity market straight up and just sell things a little bit above cost and rely on more on the services and other things that Apple has going on? Or is the iPhone still, I mean, if they take less profit each time they sell one, would they sell more enough to make up for it? Like, their lowest model right now, the lowest current-ish model is still like $800 if you want to peg it out. Like,
yeah, it's $750.
Yeah.
I think what they need to do is cut out the middle phone.
Yeah.
So they need to have their quote unquote max size, and then they need to have the XR. Like they just need to have their flagship, better processor, whatever phone, and cut out that XS or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They need to cut out the options because the XR is flying off the shelves because it is quote unquote a cheaper device. Still at $750 to start.
Right, and they still have like what 6 phones on the market right now because you can still get a 7, you can still get an 8. You can't get the 10 anymore, but now you can get the 10S and the 10R and the 10S Max, Ultras, whatever. Like maybe
the line does better when there's 2 phones. 2 phones is the most to carry. Now they're carrying 3, and they're feeling that also for the excuse that he used for trade and the president and things like that, which also affect you. Yeah. But it's just the fact that now you've got all these iPads, also 3 different versions of Pro, and it's just they need to do something different. And they're not right now.
Slim down their line. I still think that 3 phones would probably be the optimal because you a low end phone that they're basically making margin on, and then a middle range phone with some advanced features, the current processor, that kind of stuff, and then their high end one with the OLED screen, the double camera, all that kind of stuff. I can see 3 phones in their plan, but right now they've got like 42 or something. It's not working out for them. So it's not.
They take the hit, but if you got a couple ducats, go buy a share or dose.
Yeah, and you can actually buy like 5 shares for the price of their cheapest phone. So
yeah,
and same thing with the iPad. They just need to slim down the model line. Have the cheap one.
I have so many people ask me about which iPad to get, and there's so many now. I'm like, I don't even know. Yeah. My thought process is now: do you want a mini or the regular one?
Yeah,
because you can go get a mini and live, and you can go get a generation 2 or 3 and be perfectly happy. You don't even need the newest one. So they definitely need to trim down on these options because it's too much for the average consumer to understand or consume.
And I can understand where they're coming from. They're trying to show a wide berth of options price range wise, but really we just need something cheap that gets it in. We need something that's got a lot of the features and stuff like that. And then you give the prosumer or the aficionado, the ultra model. So you got 3 models of any device that you have. That's all you need is 3.
Yeah. Yep.
You got the one for the kids, the one for the parents, and one for the super tech nerds like me.
I
want everything.
I concur.
Several months ago, we heard rumors that Netflix was testing a way to circumvent Apple's 30% commission on subscriptions initiated through the iOS app. Netflix has finally taken the system worldwide, eliminating Apple's cut of around $800 million last year alone. This is a trend, or is this a trend that will continue to other apps and services? And considering app sales account for about 15% of Apple's revenue, what does this mean for Apple at large?
This is a continued trend for megacorps. Spotify did this a long time ago. I don't know what kind of money that they gained from the revenue of doing that, but they also made that move, I think, in 2017. So other companies do this, but megacorps like Netflix have to do this because their bottom line is getting chewed into also. They've got people out here sharing 15 accounts with 1 password, so they need to find the ways they can get their money back. And yes and no, it's going to affect Apple. There's only a few companies that could do this on their own and have enough subscriber base that they could still withstand the quote unquote loss that they would take from not being on the platform. But your average app user or app maker or a company needs Apple. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and the thing that really gets me on this is it really is an elite club to be in, where you can say, you know what, we don't need people to buy our services on iOS devices. We have a good enough service. They will go somewhere else to buy it and then use it on their iOS device. And that's, like you said, the small guy, the small developer can't do that. The small service provider can't do that. But you get the behemoths like Netflix and Amazon, people like that. They can deter the use of subscription through the iOS app and withstand the bump that's going to, the extra initiative it's going to take to sign up for the services. But I mean, this might be something, because Apple a while ago, they relinquished the 30%, went down to 15% for second years or whatever, so you get someone to subscribe for the first year and they take 30% of the subscription, but during the second year and on, they only take 15%. And I just don't. Apple's got to figure out a new plan with this 30% thing. There's more and more push against it. There's a class action lawsuit against it now, and there's all
that they're going to lose. The class action is going to lose that, but
right,
you know.
But it's still it's taking front and center on the mindshare market, if not the financial market.
And that's the beauty and the pain of Apple. They control their own ecosystem. They make sure everything stays clean. They have way less issues with open source applications coming in. And guess what? The only reason you have enough money to get into this class action suit is because Apple has provided you the users and put you in front of people with money and a clean, easy way to get paid. So shut up and get taken on the 30% until you get big enough to do it on your own.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Amazon, excuse me, I'm cutting myself through here. Google's subsidiary Wing has begun delivery services in Australia, delivering consumer products and delivery food by drone. The noise complaints are already coming in, with one lady in the flight path saying it sounded like a chainsaw gone ballistic. Are we ready for the noise convenience trade-off?
So you and I both are drone owners and users. You have a smaller drone, the Air, so it's actually very quiet. I have the new Mavic 2, which is semi-quiet, a little bit louder than your Air, but they're still annoying and they buzz. Mm-hmm. These are obviously going to be much larger in size, so the sound will be much larger. But I mean, a chainsaw?
Yeah,
it's exaggeration, and people are just upset because they don't want to deal with it.
It's a little hypersensitive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more worried about people shooting them down and trying to steal stuff from them and other things of that nature that come along with watching packages float over your house.
Yeah.
But I don't need drones dropping me off packages. Do you?
I mean, I live in Alaska. It's going to take a long time for drones to get here when it's so cold outside they can't fly. So
yeah, I mean, okay. So imagine you're not in Alaska and you're in the suburbs.
Right.
Do you need a drone to drop off your package?
It's still. I don't know of anything that's going to be so important that I want to fly over the neighborhood and risk losing it or risk causing issues or whatever else.
The basic issue is the common sensiality of it. So you're going to leave it in the middle of my yard. Right. Sprinklers come on, the grass is wet from dew, a dog gets it, somebody just walks up on my lawn and takes it. They're out of view of my front door camera, because you're not going to be able to fly your drone up to my porch and drop it off. Right. And you're not going to be, you know what I'm saying? So I just think this is such a futuristic, asinine, why are we doing this? We're doing it because we saw it on the Jetsons and we need to be the first company to do it type of bull. And I don't like it.
I think there are use cases. There's certain places in like Scandinavia where it takes an hour and a half to drive somewhere, but you can fly by drone in 10 minutes or whatever, because the way the road snakes around the body of water, and they want their food delivered in 10 minutes instead of an hour and a half. No, I get it. There are use cases for this.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
they can have a drone,
but your average yeah, your average neighborhood, we don't need this. This is pushing the envelope on a technology that it's not.
I remember when UPS tried to show it and it failed miserably. Their truck had a little open hatch that popped open and it flew out of the top of the truck, and it just was boop, boop, ba-doo, thanks for playing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just embarrassing. So not something we need here in the States.
Amazon announced they shipped more items in 2018 than any previous year, with more than 1 billion items shipped for free through Amazon Prime in the U.S. alone. The real story here, though, is that Amazon voice services were called on 3 times as many times as last year to order products. Are voice services finally reaching a level of accuracy where you feel comfortable ordering through them?
Me personally, no, but I did just introduce Alexa into my household with Google. So that's something I do, where I used to find that the home devices were much more personable and gave better answers and were more fun. From my testing previously to what I'm doing now, case in point, Google, Christmas Day. Yes, Google, how was good morning or whatever. It's like, oh, good morning, Merry Christmas. You ask the Echo, and it starts singing you a Christmas song and it says Merry Christmas, like it's singing to you. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're trying to program a little personality into it, and they've done it a lot as to where now I feel like the Echo is much more personable than Google, which I never would have felt a year or two ago. I just thought that Google was outshining them in that department. I still feel like the Google's more is smarter and understands quandaries better, but now Amazon is more personable, and sometimes it's actually rather funny. They've done a lot of partnerships. Like if you ask it for a joke, they've done partnerships with The Late Show, and it's interesting. So Amazon's out here, they're trying their best. They don't like somebody infringing on their market, and though I'm not ordering from it yet, I can see how people are doing it, especially when they're reordering things. Reorder items got to be, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This bad boy, especially if you got it in the kitchen or near your bathroom, and I have friends that order toilet paper and paper towels, stuff like that. So
yeah,
the most shocking thing to me was Bose. I'm like, who's ordering all these Bose equipment? I thought you would be getting your Amazon speaker on with the subwoofer. I guess they don't make headphones. That's the direct competitor of the Beats headphones. Yeah. So if you're not for Beats, I guess you're for Bose right now. They're popular.
Yeah, so I don't trust it enough to order things. I might try reordering something, but I typically don't order things from Amazon that I'm going to need multiples of, because I buy those locally, because otherwise it takes forever to get up here. Yeah. But I know sometimes it'll mistake what I'm saying and say, "Oh, do you want to order blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, it's nowhere near what I was trying to order." And there's too many. Amazon needs to clean up their marketplace a little bit so that there aren't 5 items all with the same keywords and the same stuff on it from 5 different sellers that are 5 slightly different products. Before I really take a lot of faith into the voice services.
Exactly.
And I got Bose over the Christmas holiday, and I love them. They're awesome. Not Bose, Beats.
Beats, yes. Yeah. You got them Beats, player. You know what I mean? Beat.
Yeah.
I'm a Beats guy, too, because I just like bass. They're ultra bassy, and that's my jam, so.
Well, I didn't believe them when they said the different size inserts would change the bass level, so I did some experimentation, and sure enough, you can actually fine-tune the level of bass through the inserts. So if they're too bassy for you, you can drop it down, or if you want a little bit more, you can get a tighter fit, and it works pretty good.
Oh yeah, you get that tight fit, your ears be rumbling even with the in-ear. So it's no joke. It's no joke.
In 12 hours,
I will say that Bose
volume?
has better noise canceling. These have noise canceling in them, but Bose is much better. But other than that, it's whatever whose cup of tea it is.
Those always seem a little tinny to me.
Yeah,
their highs are just a little too crunchy. Mark Zuckerberg, because it's not a new year without some Facebook drama. Mark Zuckerberg posts a long essay on the changes Facebook has gone through in the past year. In particular, he cited the company's efforts in stopping the spread of harmful content, preventing election interference, and making sure people have control of their personal information. He says they want to make sure Facebook improves their users' well-being. Is this a true course correction for Facebook, or is it too little too late, or is Facebook already too far gone?
So, yay for Zuckerberg. Hopefully he didn't break his arm patting himself on the back. But, I mean, it's absolute bullshit. But what are you supposed to do? You have to say these things for people that are ill-informed and don't know any better. This is a Trumpism right here. You come out, you say everything's great, you say you fix stuff. You come out like Bush and you say, "Oh, mission accomplished." Wait, what? What mission accomplished? Are we still, or what do you? Who do we accomplish? What happened?
Yeah.
So, this is a marketing team that told him to do this. This is PR. This is bad PR. This is bad marketing. And you're not fooling anybody. And I know we kind of bash on Facebook a lot here. I know you dislike it to the hilt, but I mean, he's doing it to himself. If he wanted to do something that was more impactful, he could have had a 2-sentence, 3-sentence paragraph that would have went something like, "This was a rough year for us. We're looking at making things better. I promise that we're going to try to do better." And that would have done more for me than that rambling of lies and misdirection.
So here's the thing about the statement, though, his little essay. He he has a link in there where it explains some of the things that they're doing in more detail. And you read that, it's even more rambling, and there's still really there's no independent review. There's really no description of exactly what they're doing. It's all kind of conceptual and 1,000-foot level as opposed to actually getting some details. And it's mucky, it's messy, it's ugly. And you already saw this coming, but I think Facebook is already too far gone. They're breaking. I don't know that they could ever reclaim trust in my eyes.
Oh, definitely not in your eyes. You're lost to them, and people of your ilk are lost. They're trying to get the grandmas back, and people like my aunt who are semi-informed that she's just thinks Facebook is disgusting. She only checks it on Saturdays just to follow up and see what happened throughout the week, but she just doesn't want to be on there.
Yeah, they're
stealing her information. Like she's just, she's informed enough to stay off of it now. So they've got to get those people back.
All right. Finally, Ars Technica brings us a PLOS.org research article showing that you'd have to pay the average Facebook user more than $1,000 to deactivate their account for 1 year. There's a lot of research done by a lot of smart people, and we'll link in the show notes because we're not that smart. And the real question here is, how much money would it take you to stop using Facebook?
To stop using Facebook?
For 1 year. No Facebook, no Messenger, no posts, no tags, none of that stuff.
$5,000.
$5,000?
$5,000.
Hold on.
I made some money off of Facebook this year, so I can't just give it up and think to myself, is $1,000 enough? Like, their marketplace is out here killing eBay right now. I mean, I sold a lot of things. I didn't have to pay any kind of premium or taxation on it. So for me, about $5,000.
If you started giving me payments each month of $50, I would go for it. That's $600 a year. If you started giving me $25 a month to stay off Facebook, I think I would probably be happy with that and stay off Facebook as long as you're giving me $25, because that's like lunch with my wife once a month just for not being on Facebook. I think I would just do that. Like, the only reason I'm on Facebook now is because random people tag me with some decent art and things like that I wouldn't see otherwise. I would just, especially if you counted Instagram in there, that might go up a little bit. But Facebook, the site itself, I'm cheap. I'd get rid of it pretty easy for a year.
That being said, my buddy Romney Malco has a new app, and it's basically all positivity, invite only. If you're inactive for 30 days, you get kicked off. But it's called lifemanagementtribe.com. I will send you an invite to it. It's filled with just nice people. I posted one thing, and I had a whole bunch of people give me a whole bunch of hippy dippy comments and stuff like that I don't know. So, it's never going to be something huge. It may be. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But other people are trying to find ways to build a community and build their own community and get away from Facebook. Romney's big thing, he's an actor. His big thing that he always dislikes about Facebook is the algorithm and how he can't reach his whole audience and how he only gets to reach segments of people at a time because they want you to pay the money to boost. And then even when you boost, you don't get the truth, because they tell me all the time, such and such looked at your stuff, and I know the fact that they didn't.
Yeah,
I know that they didn't. So, not for nothing to tell myself again, like I do occasionally, I have fake accounts that I run certain things on. So I follow myself with the fake account. So when I get a report that says my fake person did something, and I'm like, that's me, and I didn't do anything. What do you mean that I did something? I know that Facebook just spits out information to make you feel good about yourself, and there's no way to validate it, and people think that they're getting something that they paid for, which they do not.
Right. And Facebook keeps telling me that I can share Ritual Misery's Facebook posts, which are just automatically generated when we go live and when we post an episode. For $27, I can get it seen by 150,000 people. That's just not, that math doesn't add up.
No.
How about I just let it be shown for free to the, 50 or 100 people that actually wanted to see it in their feeds in the first place, as opposed to the 5 or 10 you might show it to.
Yeah, or the people in Bangladesh on bot systems that are trolling to get clicks. So, I mean, But I'm done. It's a new year. I'm not going to sit here and bash Facebook too much because we got CES coming up. So we're going to find out a whole bunch of new fun stuff coming down the pipeline. We can talk about next week when you get back from your Dominican Republic vacation. Is that not where you're going?
No.
Dominican of Cuba.
Yeah, something like that.
District of Cleveland. Where are you going? What is...
Going to the capital, Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. District of Quavo.
Capitalism. It's the dimension of capitalism.
There you go.
The delusion of capitalism.
$1. There you go.
I could probably come up with something way better. Anyway, where can people find you, Doctor?
I'm at Odacta on everything. And if you're listening to this, hit us up at IQMZ.com/Patreon or go to IQMZ.com and hit support. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You can throw us $1 or $2. We'll shake it for you. And side note, you're going to be the first people to hear it on this episode. If you chip in $5, you can get me on a phone call so I could talk to you. Because, not for nothing, a lot of people always ask to talk to me and they want to spend some quality time. So hit up on the Patreon. I'm going to go and spend my time with you. And anybody who's given the Patreon in the past, even if you only gave $1, I'm going to message all you guys, and we're going to set up a time where we can chat. You can tell me what I've been doing wrong, what you liked, and all that good stuff. So hit me up. We're on the internet. Doctor everything.
For $10, he'll call you up and just bag on me for the whole time.
No doubt. I do that for free. That's fun.
You're not supposed to tell him that, though.
Oh, my bad. 3,000 cash, straight cash.
One Facebook for just one Facebook a year. You can find me on Twitter at Ethan Caine, ETHANCAINE, and see all the things that we're doing there and doing everywhere else on the Twitters. That's probably the best way to follow both of us. So we will see you next time.
We're out. Later, guys.
Peace.